Excel's Power Query is the ultimate tool for cleaning and transforming your data, but its real power is unlocked when you make it dynamic. If you're still hard coding your filters, you're missing out. Today, I'll show you how to pass a cell value into your query so your results update with a single click. And it's easier than it sounds. And it's a total game changer for your office workflow. Let's take a look. For this demonstration, I'm going to be utilizing two files, an Excel file and a text file. And I've made them both available for you to download so you can open them up and follow along with me. Both of these files are found in the video description, just right down below. Look for the OfficeNewb.com blog link and you'll find the link to download the files from there. While you're down there downloading those files, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure you also click that subscribe button so you get updates about new videos that we add to this channel each week. So let's jump in and take a look. Here, I've got the Excel file. It's called PQ location sales -01. So make sure you get that file, you open that one up. On this workbook, I've got a single worksheet, location sales, and I've got just a little bit of setup here. I've got some text as a header, location, and inside of cell B3, I've got a little drop down with 3 different locations. Eventually, we're going to be able to utilize that as a filter. But before we can filter, we need our data. So my first step here is to go get the data from the text file and import that into Excel utilizing Excel's Power Query. So I'm going to click into cell A5. That's where I want to eventually import this data. I'm going to go up to Data, Get Data from File, and from Text/CSV. We'll give it a moment to load up my Explorer window. And then I'll just navigate to where the file is located. There's my location sales. I'll select it and I'll import it. Now this is going to take just a moment, but Power Query is going to launch and ask me what I want to do with this data. So there's a preview of the data. It's roughly about 150 records, so nothing too drastic. But I've got things like a date, a store location, a product category, a product name, and so on. Now down below, I've got a couple of options. I'm going to ignore the load for right now. We'll come back to that. But I'm going to go to Transform Data. This is going to open it up inside of Excel Power Query where you can do all sorts of magical things with your data. I'll give that a click. Again, we'll give it a moment. This is launching Power Query. If you haven't worked in Power Query before, it is a completely separate window and it's got all sorts of goodies in here for us. We're going to start out with just something really simple. First, I'm going to identify that, yep, it's our data, location sales, and there's all my records. Date, store location, product category, product name, and so on. Now over on the right-hand side, I've got my Power Query settings window. Now, my data's here, and I can start querying it. I can start transforming it. I can get it to look and behave the way that I want it to. Well, like I said, something simple. I'm going to find store location. Currently, I'm seeing all records, all 150 records in there with 3 different locations. We got New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Well, one of the big selling points of Power Query is that you can filter your data. Perhaps I don't need all of the data from that text file, but I just want a specific location. So I'm going to go up to the drop down next to store location. I'll go into text filters and I'm going to do equals. Give it a moment to launch the window. There's my filter rows and currently it says, okay, I only want to see records where it's equal to, and I can select a value. If I go to the drop down, I can pick one of those valid values. Let's say Chicago. Great. I'll hit OK. Give it a moment again, and it's now filtered our results for Chicago. Now, if I look really closely here at the top of my screen, I can see our formula bar, what we might call our formula bar from Excel, and I can see that the store location is equal to Chicago. Great. And inside of my query settings window, over here on the right-hand side, I can see that my current step in there is the filtered rows. Great. Okay, put that in the back of your head. We're going to come back to that. So let's say, okay, I'm done. I've got the records I want from that text file. I'm only looking at Chicago. Great. So now I'm going to go to my Home tab, close and load to, and I get to tell it I'm going to import it as a table. I'm going to put it into an existing worksheet. Let's just say A5, and I'll hit OK. And we'll give it just a moment. It's going to build the query and import it, load it into this worksheet. All right, there's my Chicago records. We've got, what do we got there? We got 50 records, okay, that make up this list for Chicago. All right, great. So now what I'd like to do is I want to update the query. Maybe next week rolls around, the next day rolls around, or somebody comes to me and says, hey, we got Chicago records, I need New York records, or I need Los Angeles records, or whatever it might be. Well, in order for me to do that, I now have to go back in and edit the query. So inside my query and connections window, I'll find my location sales query, right click, edit, give it a moment. It's going to launch Power Query, bring that data back up. And now I can go to my query settings, applied steps, find the filtered rows, hit the little cog wheel, give it a moment where it equal to, and I can change that from Chicago to Los Angeles. I'll hit OK, go back to close and load, give it a moment, and now I'm seeing Los Angeles records. Okay, that's great, and I love it. Power Query is awesome, and we're just seeing a very small bite-sized sample of what you can do with Power Query. But I want to make it more dynamic. I want to make it so that when a user goes up to cell B3, they can pick which location they want. Okay, I'll grab Chicago, I'll refresh the data, and it's all done. I don't have to go back into the query, and I don't have to edit it. I don't have to go to the applied steps and find the filter and make the adjustment and then reload it. I just want to change it right here and then refresh the data, and I'm done. All right, here it comes. So we've got this part set up. Our data's in there. The filter's in there, but it's hard-coded. We need to tie the filter to this box right here. Now, in order for us to do that, we need to turn cells B2 and B3 into a query of its own. And then our filter is going to reference that query and the value found inside of that cell, B3. All right, so I'm going to select cells B2 to B3. I'm going to go back to my data tab, get data from other sources, and I'm going to use from table/range. I'll grab that. We're going to use that B2 to B3 cells. Great, our table does have headers. I'll hit OK. Give it just a moment, and it's going to open that up inside of Power Query. Now, currently, I can see location as Chicago, which was the current value, but right now the query is called Table 2. I'm going to change that. I'm going to go over to Properties here. We'll call this Location Parameter. I'll hit my Enter key, and I've now renamed that query. So now I'm going to go back to my location sales. This is our original query where I filtered the location. I'm going to make sure I'm on the filtered rows section, and I'm going to go up into the formula bar. And we can see that we've got the store location equals Los Angeles. Well, we don't want that hard-coded value of Los Angeles or Chicago or New York. We want it dynamic. We want it referencing that cell back inside the worksheet. So I'm going to wipe out Los Angeles, quotes and all, get rid of it all. And now I'm going to make reference to that query. So the query was called location parameter. There it is. So now, once I've made reference to the query, I now need to make reference to the column or field within that query. And I do this inside of square brackets. So I'll open a square bracket. Ours was called location. Okay. Outside of that closing square bracket, I now need to make a reference to the row within that column. Well, our rows start at the column header, which is location, and then the next row is the actual value. Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, right? Here, I reference it inside of curly braces. Now I'm going to put in a 0 in there. 0 meaning I want to reference the first row inside the list. Our rows inside your Power Queries are 0 based. So the first row is 0, second row is 1, third row is 2, and so on. All right, and that's it. Once I've got that in there, I'll go to close and load, close and load. We'll give it just a moment here. Now it's actually going to load really two things. We've got a new worksheet that contains the query that we just created, and we actually don't need this anymore. So I'm going to right click on it and delete it. This just deletes the load of the data into a worksheet. Yeah, I want to delete it. But the query still exists. And I can see that over inside my query and connections window. Currently says connection only. So I haven't loaded it or I deleted it. So I got rid of the load. So now I can go to the drop down, currently looking at Chicago. And I'll say, I want Los Angeles. Click into my table, go to the data tab, and I'll refresh. And now there's Los Angeles. If I go back to the drop down, I'll grab New York, click into the table, refresh, and there's New York. So that much more dynamic. We imported the data, a live connection between this and the text file, and we've created a nice dynamic user interface to filter the results. Make sure you try this out. And just like that, you've made a dynamic report based off your Power Query data. The user changes one cell value, refreshes the data, and you've got an updated report. No more manual editing of the Power Query itself. You don't have to go back into that window, make the adjustments, load it back in. No, none of that. Just change the one value and refresh the data. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button, the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button so you get updates about new videos that we add to this channel each week on Microsoft Excel and other Office applications. I'll see you in the next video.